Well, before I receive the blessing, good morning everyone. I would like to spend some time to share some teaching of the Buddha with you all today. And today is the duty of the Mangala Sutta, number 33. As you know that the Mangala Sutta is one of the first famous teaching that at that time the angels have problems and they don't know who to ask until the Buddha answer those questions. And today is said about Ariya Sajjana Tassanan Etamang Kamuttamang. That means anyone who could see Four Noble Truth. That is the highest blessing for our life. Actually, this is really unusual. Most of people in this world, they would talk more about happiness. And the fact that if anyone would understand the meaning of suffering and how to know how to help people to get away from that suffering, could become a great person of the world. Like many scientists that can create some kind of the medicine or something like that to help people to overcome or to solve many problems. So as our Buddha that can see anything that we see as the nature for our life, like a person who gets sick, who get old, decay, die, and pass many steps of suffering that we all pass and we don't see anything until our Buddha see that is the main problem for our life. To solve the problems, the Buddha trained himself in many ways, including self-mortification, until he find the middle way. Then he realized the enlightenment, the Four Noble Truth. As we all know that the Four Noble Truth is very important teaching of our Buddha, and talk about the facts of life that anyone must pass through many steps. It doesn't matter that we like or we dislike, but we talk about the facts. When talk about the facts, the Buddha is not like many teachers that just say something and then just finish it. But the Buddha is a kind like he would search until he know for sure. That is the knowledge that he can use to solve the problems, and he check it out. As you may study a little bit about after the Buddha enlightenment, he spent 49 days and moved to 7 places and to check his knowledge that he enlightenment again and again until he made sure that the teaching that the enlightenment could be benefit for all. Then he find a person who would understand easier. And then he went to teach the first sermon to 5 ascetics that you to follow him. I would like to share with you the meaning of the Four Noble Truths a little bit based on the time that we have. The first teaching or the first noble of the Four Noble Truths called suffering. And the suffering is the word that most of people do not want to hear. But that is the fact, because after we know the suffering, then would help us to develop our own self, to use shorter time and make us to become strong if we know how to deal with that suffering. And then we should search the next truth called the cause of suffering. After we know the cause of suffering, then we lead us to the ending of suffering. And the ending of suffering, we should go to the next called middle way, or the system to end the suffering. Actually, the system to end the suffering, as the Buddha, we practicing or we heard many times, we can group the Eightfold Path or middle way into 3 groups as the group of mind discipline, the group of training our own spirit and deed, and the group of wisdom. Those 3 groups, if we practicing all the time, will help us to gain the benefit, and then we would understand how to deal with life and to gain the happiness by step. As we know that the Four Noble Truths stand for so many years since the Buddha still alive until now. And if we look around or we hear from the public radio, there is many problems that cannot be solved by regular way, but it can be solved by using the technique of that middle way. Some time ago, they sent many troops to foreign country, and after all of those people came back, most of them have mind problem because they saw tension that watching what's going to happen all the time. Even though they try to use many kind of medicine, but it cannot help them. Even still have more problem in different ways. Until they learn how to use the technique of meditation, and they found that meditation helped them a lot to clarify the mind and to help them to be more calm. And many of them could prove that to use the technique of meditation, especially the anapanasati. That's why the system of meditation like anapanasati became very popular amongst many doctors that help those people who came back from the war. And we can use the meaning of Four Noble Truths to develop our own life in many ways. Anyway, I would like to share my thoughtful by pay homage to the Buddha, the teaching of the Buddha, and also the Sangha, and all wholesome that you have done so far. Wish together, wish you to be well, really happy and successful. And thank you very much, and please share your married by foreign